Hi everyone, welcome back. If you've been learning JavaScript and wondering how it actually interacts with a web page, you're in the right place. Today we're talking about something fundamental, the DOM, Document Object Model. It's what lets JavaScript read, update, and manipulate everything you see on a web page. By the end of this video, you'll understand what the DOM actually is, why it's important, and how it works behind the scenes with your HTML. And in the next video, we'll discuss how to select elements in the DOM, but we first need to understand what the DOM is. Let's get started. When a browser loads your HTML file, it builds something in memory called the Document Object Model, or DOM for short. The DOM is a tree-like structure that represents every element on your web page: headings, paragraphs, buttons, everything. It's what JavaScript interacts with. HTML gives the structure, but the DOM gives you access to control that structure with code. You can think of your HTML file as a blueprint. Once the browser reads it, it builds a live model based on that blueprint, and that's what becomes the DOM. And JavaScript is like the contractor or interior designer who can walk through the model, move things around, or even add new rooms. Now I want to show you this in action, and we can look at a basic HTML file like we have in Visual Studio Code. And it's really just some boilerplate code with a first heading and a paragraph added to it. And we can actually see this in the browser. We have hello world, this is the paragraph. And we can also inspect this with the DevTools here. We can go and inspect, and we can see that we have hello world, and this is a paragraph. So we have this. Now, something to remember, DevTools, when we inspect this, it doesn't show you the original HTML file. It shows you the current DOM, which might have changed after JavaScript has run. It's like you can think of looking at a live snapshot of the page, not the blueprint you started with, and the blueprint would be that HTML. So to show you this actually in practice, we can actually update this. We can target this paragraph with JavaScript and update it so you can get a better feeling of things. So what we're going to do is just take this JavaScript and we're going to add it to the console here. And as soon as we run this, you're going to see that it changes. Hello from JavaScript. And paragraph updates immediately, and you'll notice that the HTML file never changed. Nothing changed here. Yet we're seeing that the DOM was updated. If we come back here, we see that new paragraph, hello from JavaScript. And that's really essentially the power of the DOM, the power of JavaScript to have these dynamic pages on the web. It's not just a static HTML page. The same thing goes, really the only difference from the console running it here versus the external sheet is that we're just putting it in a separate file. And so what we could do instead is, if we can clear this, and let's refresh. Now we got back to normal. We can go ahead and just uncomment this. And when we come back here, we see hello from JavaScript. And it's essentially the same idea. We have just an external sheet, a JavaScript script sheet, and we're just, putting this in our HTML to run once, the browser can read the HTML and then also read the JavaScript. So that's all that's happening here. Now, why do we need the DOM? I think that's important to understand. Well, I already mentioned that, HTML alone is just static, and JavaScript needs the DOM to read content, update elements, respond to user actions, create or remove items on the page, and the DOM is what makes your web page interactive. Without it, we wouldn't be able to do things like build drop-down menus, validate forms, and update the UI in real time. And that's the DOM. It's a live version of your web page that JavaScript can read and change. In the next video, we're going to learn how to select elements in the DOM so you can start manipulating them with JavaScript. If this video helped, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.